I have a lot of people I'm talking with right now. They're super nervous about the market. They're nervous about interest rates. They're nervous about a recession. And they're really curious to know, how is a recession going to impact the markets? Well, if you're worried about this, you might be surprised to know that housing trends actually do very well in recessions. It actually makes sense. I'm going to show you a graph here in a second that shows that mortgage rates move lower in a recession. And over 6 of the last 7 recessionary periods in 1972, mortgage rates moved lower, and it actually made housing more affordable for millions of people. Why is this? Well, that's because during a recession, when investors sell stocks, they move their stock sales into safe havens like bonds and mortgage-backed securities. When that happens, mortgage rates move lower. When mortgage rates move lower, housing becomes more affordable, and it definitely pulls us through a recession. So let's just look real quick. This shows us what mortgage rates have done in recessions back to the 80s, right? So in the 80s, you had mortgage rates move from 16% to 11.75. That brought in 21 million qualified buyers. That mortgage rates moved from 18% to 13%. That brought in 20 million qualified buyers. In the mid-80s, you had interest rates move from 11% to 8.75. That brought in just over 11 million qualified buyers. And early 2000, you had rates move down from 7.375 to 6.75. That brought in another 3 million qualified buyers, and so on and so on. The thing is, right now, if you look at what's going to happen, eventually interest rates will move lower. And it's anticipated that every 1% that mortgage rates move lower, that's going to bring in 5 million qualified buyers into the marketplace. Another thing we want to look at is, what does housing do during a recession? If we look back at 7 of the last recessions, with the exception of the Great Recession in 2008, housing always did really well. And the reason why is because mortgage rates move lower and housing becomes more affordable. So if you go back to the 60s, every dark vertical line is a recession. So 70s, housing did well. 75 recession, housing did well. 80s recession, housing did well. 90s recession, look at this, housing just keeps going up. In 2008, that's the one blip on the map where housing didn't do as well. Underwriting standards are completely different now. Everyone that's buying a home or has bought a home and since 2009 qualified for their mortgage. Their income was verified. Their assets were verified. It's a very different market. Also, 2008, there was 4 million homes for sale. And right now, there's only about 900,000 homes for sale, drastically different. If you're worried about this and you're trying to time a low in the market for the low rates, don't. I'm telling you, now's the time to buy. You can refinance later. If you have any questions, give me a call.